During the 2008 crisis, Warren Buffett was saying that credit swaps and derivatives are the time bomb. Many are saying that we are witnessing something much worse than the 2008 financial crisis based on what we have been covering with swaps, what the DTCC and SEC has been issuing, and where money is going for the world's largest banks. Now, we know that big banks have been announcing more layoffs and more bad loans, not beating quarterly results, getting flushed down in the charts. People are talking about the Federal Reserve potentially going insolvent. What is happening with the whipsaw in reverse repos? Yet, hedge funds are still betting on a decline in the US and European stock markets. And so far, they have lost $43 billion so far unrealized, right? And continue to bet that there is going to be a sell-off. In today's video, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. I want to talk about the hottest things to buy and why this may be the last time you could potentially jump in them for a 100, 200, 300x gain. Some of them, maybe even more. So without further ado, guys, please hit the like button on the video. It's free. It helps me out. Subscribe to the channel. Have post notifications on if you don't have them on so you guys don't miss it when I upload another video. Let's get into it. The S&P 500 has previously just hit a relative high, breaking this high back here from August of 2023. And a lot of stocks as well as cryptos have been climbing. A lot of stocks, it looks horrible. The economy looks horrible. Take a look at the debt in the US economy. Take a look at the banks. Take a look at the correlation between the 2008 financial crisis. Look at the housing market. Look at this. Look at that. There are actually things that show us to be a strong economy and things that show us to be a very weak economy. And in the past, the overall market has ran on both, right? My outlook right now on the S&P 500 is that we have been in a huge cup and handle for almost 3 years. We formed out the cup back here, right? The start of December of 2021, finished the cup around August, September 2023, got the handle, finished the handle November, and we have been climbing ever since. And we are about to break out of this cup, which means over the next few months or few weeks, the SPY is going to break 480. This is just my outlook, and this is going to push many different stocks as well as cryptos. Don't miss out on the cryptos, extremely high, and we're going to talk about which ones that is going to affect. Number one, it's going to really affect AMC. It's going to affect GameStop. It's going to affect short squeeze plays, especially because hedge funds are betting on a sell-off. Now, the only way none of this happens, that I'm talking about this in the video, is a black swan event, and I want to let you guys know that is my outlook. I think there are catalysts, but in order to stop this from having an insane bull run over 2024, there is going to need to be a black swan event where the SPY flashes down and breaks back below 350 and continues to sell off even further. If you think that is likely, let me know in the comments down below. Now, analysts are also predicting AMC stock to reach $628 a share or above by 2030. Now, that is about 6 years from now. They are expecting AMC to go up above $600 a share, which would be $60 to $100 per share pre-split value. So, in other words, as of right now, they're expecting it to go up to around $6,000 a share or so, aka 9,058%. Now, this is not the squeeze that we have been looking at or aiming for, but it's a start for analysts to predict that this thing is going to have a long-term rip. We know that analysts like to be right, and we have talked about AMC being potentially a Tesla squeeze. This doesn't have a ton of backbone to it. Take it with a grain of salt, but it's not negative to say the least, right? It's more so a neutral thing to bring up for the video. Now, South Korea's financial regulator is calling out the crime. We recently talked about the short selling ban in South Korea a few months ago, but their financial regulator said on Friday that authorities suspect more investment banks were actually involved in naked short selling in addition to the 2 global banks already under investigation. So South Korea banned short selling, investigated the 2 banks they thought were involved, and now during the investigation, they assume that there were more investment banks, not stating an exact number, but we know over here in the US markets that it's almost every single bank. It's just like Trump said when they asked him if he was taking advantage of these tax loopholes, right? He said, yes. Why would I not take advantage of it? It is wrong, but you guys take advantage of it too. If you don't want me to take advantage of it, fix the system. This is exactly why most banks are going to be taking advantage and doing the wrong things. But essentially, banks are just digging themselves a deeper hole. Now, Congressman Josh Harder wrote a letter to Gary Gensler as well, requesting an audited share count for MMTLP as well as a timeline for a resolution. We're going to see what the SEC is going to do with this letter. But overall, a step forward, and shout out Congressman Josh Harder for writing to Gary Gensler on the matter of MMTLP. Doesn't exactly correlate to the AMC situation, but it will be a step forward for plenty of different tickers that are being naked shorted. Now, Disney Plus just lost over 23 million subscribers overnight trying to cancel Elon Musk, or X, right? The whole situation regarding X and Elon Musk, freedom of speech, this, that, and the third. Elon Musk says basically, middle finger to all of these platforms. X is going to be the platform for freedom of speech and nowhere else will be. So come get your realistic news on X. This is good for AMC, seeing Disney as an AMC competitor. But aside from that, it brings me to the point to touch on Tesla really quick. First of all, before we do, Walmart also just stopped advertising on Twitter, joining a growing list of corporations. So the list so far that pulled out of X, aka Twitter, Apple, Disney, Washington Post, Paramount, NBC, Marvel, IBM, Sony Pictures, CBS, The Colbert Show, Comcast, Lionsgate, and Warner Bros. Discovery. They don't support free speech. Now, what is interesting about this is if you guys have ever seen the theories of, I hope this video still stays up, but like Freemasonry and all this other stuff. I don't know if you believe in that stuff, but these are a lot of the corporations that were involved, okay? And it seems as if these corporations are sticking together, basically going against X and this freedom of speech situation and are avoiding Elon at all costs. We know Elon is not afraid to expose different entities, no matter how big, how high up in power they are. He even fought against the SEC. Now, this is where Tesla is trading at right now, 238.83. We are still in the Tesla trade. Would have been better to take profits and then re-enter. Overall, this is the previous cycle Tesla played out, and the SPY is going to bring Tesla into that same sort of cycle, that same bull cycle, as well as plenty other tickers. And right after Tesla, I want to give you guys a crypto that could make you thousands of percentage gains. So keep watching the video, and if you haven't yet, hit the like button. Overall, take a look at Tesla. It looks like we may see a slight retracement coming down to break under 226, and that is when I will be doubling up on my calls. Once we see a retrace coming under 226, we are going to scale higher, and this could be invalid, right? This could not play out, and confirmation for that is I want to tell you right now, once Tesla breaks over 255, that is a point in which over the next week after or 2 weeks after, Tesla is going to enter its major point of interest in the bull cycle and create a potential all-time high or relative high. So break over 255. I don't want to jump in any later than that. Overall, I see Tesla climbing, and there has been very solid news with the Cybertruck. As of right now, everything is being digested and it is consolidating. Keep an eye on Tesla. Finally, the Bitcoin bull run begins. This is the 2013 one, the 2014 to 2017, 2018 to 2021, 2022 to 2025, which is where we are sitting right now in the Bitcoin bull run. And I think it's extremely accurate. This is the previous cycle that played out in the Bitcoin bull run, getting a cool off right on this fib level, coming up and getting another slight cool off. Before you see the point in which you are too late, in my opinion, to enter Bitcoin is once we break 43,000, okay? In my opinion, we're going to break above 40, maybe hit resistance at 42, consolidate for about a week, and then get a major rip higher. And you guys do not want to miss the rally. I see Bitcoin, if there's no black swan event, coming up to around 64,000. I know that's a bold statement, but if there is no black swan and the SPY does continue to grow strong, these plays are really going to make us some serious money. Now, Bonk is a crypto that ran over 3,000% within basically a month, right? And this was actually given to me, called out by my boy Johnny Karma. Shout out to Johnny Karma. And he is giving the gang, the squad, another crypto that could potentially do the same. Again, take everything with a grain of salt. This could not happen. And everything you do is your own risk-reward situation. None of this is financial advice, and I am not a financial advisor. This is another crypto that he is calling out for a major gain. You have it here on your radar, not only in Discord, but it's being given to you for free on YouTube. So there are absolutely no complaints. Now, before we get into hot stocks to buy now that I am loading up on that are going to enter the bull cycle with plenty of other plays, guys, get 15 free stocks for doing nothing. Use my link, sign up for Moomoo, and make a deposit into your account. It takes 2 minutes out of your day. Plus, you're getting free level 2 order book data, access to trading options, going long, going short, and more, and your money is insured in there. Overall, a great platform to use. I'm going to leave the link in the top of the description, very first link, and pinned in the top comments. And alongside that link will be the Discord link. If you guys aren't in there, get in there. We are getting a lot of new members. And the weekend is the time to get in before we start the week. Let's make some money. It's a coffee a month, or you can just pay for the year. Probably the cheapest Discord on YouTube. Whether you're a beginner or advanced trader, this is the place to go. We post gains, post losses, talk stocks all day long, and we also have a crypto channel in there now as per request. Both of those links, you know where to find them. Let's touch on the first ticker, which is MARA, ticker symbol MARA. MARA has started its cycle fighting the 382 fib level, broke above, smashed above the 0.5, and get ready for a potential consolidation at the 0.5 where it's sitting at $13.70, was up 14% on Friday, trading at $13.70, and based off of the previous cycle, right, MARA will have a little bit of a fight between the 0.5 and the 382 fib before smashing higher and double testing that high right around $19, and I think that is going to play out for MARA, as well as, of course, ticker symbol RIOT, which is looking beautiful as well, up 9% on Friday, tracking a little bit alongside MARA. MARA was up 90% from the relative low. Riot is up 60% from the relative low. I see Riot having a fight right here as well at the 382 and potentially climbing up to the 0.5, but we need to see a little bit more strength in Riot. Overall, MARA leading the pack. I do own both in my portfolio, and I think they are going to climb with Bitcoin, especially getting closer to that halving event. I assume early January, MARA will be at $19, and I also assume Riot will be at $19, maybe early February. Now, the next ticker is ticker symbol OPEN, Open, up 83% as well from the relative low, with MARA tracking alongside, fighting that 382. And this is another ticker where I assume a breakout to occur. It is at a major resistance level, so you maybe want to watch it for a minute if you guys aren't in Open yet. We may see a little bit of a retracement here. And I want to tell you guys, a lot of these stocks are playing out the very, very similar cycle. However, there is a bearish case scenario, and it's easier to see with two stocks that I'm going to cover right now. Ticker symbol AI. Now, this is the previous cycle that was drawn out in AI, and it actually faked out a bull rally and ended up selling off. With that being said, this is the same consolidation phase, and if you see a hard rejection, expect a flash down for ticker symbol AI and for it to hit a new relative low. This is a scary thing to see, seeing that a lot of these stocks are playing out a very similar pattern, but again, it's not just technicals. You do need to look into the fundamentals of the companies that we have been covering. MARA and Riot, I assume, are a little bit safer just because crypto is going to be showing a lot of strength over the next few months and perhaps few years. Same goes for Fubo. Now, this is a solid company fundamental wise. Taking a look at the technical perspective, it may be very oversold and a very good time to buy. However, coming up in this rising wedge, if you see a break to the downside, it could be extremely bearish for Fubo, playing out the previous cycle that it had, coming down and making a new all-time low. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and again, have post notifications on so you don't miss another upload. Happy Saturday, guys. Let's make some money this week. I love you all. Lottery Socks out.